saw a video and I want to talk about. I want to put the segment together to show you guys how insane the neoliberal class that honestly like they are cheerleading every single war. So there's a guy named Max Boot. Max Boot is a Washington Post columnist, right? And this man has never found a war that he did not like. He was supportive of the Iraq War. He wrote a column in the Washington Post where he was saying, once we invade Iraq, we will be treated as liberators. He said, once we get rid of Gaddafi, that we can have a more stable Africa because he's a dictator. How that happened? How that worked? Right? He was cheerleading the dismantling of Syria, and I am not exaggerating here, guys. Every single negative foreign policy decision that the United States has made in his career, at least since the Iraq War, he has supported. So I'm not gonna prefix the story too much because I know we got a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this video and listen to this unhinged nonsense that MSNBC allowed on his cable, on their channel, on their TV show, whatever, without any rebuke, without any challenging. Now check this out. This is Max Boot here. Look at this. Oh wait, sorry.
It's absolutely essential, and I think the key here is we have to understand that we're making a mistake in the way that we think about the war, because we keep thinking about it as their war. The Ukrainians are fighting. We need to think about it as our war. Putin is waging war on the West. He is trying to destroy the rules-based international order that we Americans, we Europeans, we all stand for this. This is a direct threat to all of us, and we need to understand this is not a foreign aid project. This is not charity. This is self-defense. This is the front line of freedom right here in the Donbass. The Ukrainians are fighting and dying for all of us. We need to step up. And to echo what Ed Luce was saying, it is unacceptable that right now the Ukrainians are being outgunned 10-1 in artillery. 10-1. They are losing over 100 soldiers a day. The United States has not seen those kinds of losses since World War II. The Ukrainians are willing to fight. They are willing to die. They are defending their land. They are standing up to one of the most evil dictators in the world, but they don't have the weapons they need to get the job done. They have just enough to prevent a Russian victory, but they don't have enough to defeat the Russians, to win for Ukraine. And that is unacceptable. All of us need to step up. The Europeans in particular, as Joe suggested, because they are doing less than we are. But we need to step up too. We're not providing Gray Eagle drones that the Ukrainians need. We're not providing as many multiple launch rocket systems as they need. All of us collectively can be and should be doing more, because we need to understand this is our fight that the Ukrainians are on the front lines of.
So there's so much to break down there. I want to give you guys thought, but you guys see this weird dichotomy that he's doing. There's this economy where he's trying to pretend the Ukrainians can win, while at the same time saying that we're not giving them enough weapons. Because he's saying like, yeah, the Ukrainians already got enough to win, but we got to make sure we got to send more weapons. So the point I want to make, and I want to get your guys' thought, I got a few more things to quickly share on this story. The role of cable news is to sell weapons. Are we clear? They get paid from Raytheon, Boeing, and weapon defense contractors. And I used to sell cars. I know what selling look like. I know what a sales pitch is. That motherfucker went on TV, and he saw how he started mentioning bombs by name. We need javelins. We need he started naming all these weapons off, like almost as if like Raytheon, like, yo, we need to sell more of these. We need to sell more of these. So they were there just to sell arms, right? But do anyone want to react before I move to the next part of the story?
Yeah, that video, man, I did. That was the first time I actually watched it all the way through. It is completely naked. A complete naked, like the connection, that the jump he's making, Nick and Savvy and Josiah and JB, the jump he's making from how he's trying to sell this as our war. Like you said, your sales. I've been in sales for 12 years, selling cell phones. So I've been in sales for 12 years. That's a complete sales pitch, but it's a bad sales pitch, because he's what he's trying to do is he's trying to sell you, create value. He's creating the value. The value he's creating is by saying, look, 100 lives there. Look at all this stuff that's happened. He's creating the value for the people he's trying to sell weapons for. That's what he's doing. So he would have come into my shop. I'm going to create the value. Oh, you got kids? Don't you want to get kids text, right? You got to get a text plan because kids don't pick up phones no more. They only text, right? That's how I would sell text plans. It's creating value that the person don't know is even there, right? So just got to keep. That's my point about that. The propaganda was so naked there.
Yeah, and you guys know the balance. That's the funniest thing in that video to me. The balancing act of him playing, like, well, yeah, technically Ukraine can still win, but they getting destroyed, right? Yeah. But I know, Savvy, I know you probably got head out soon. Anything you want to add? Any last thing that you want to shout out? I know you got you going there soon.
Yeah, just that Colin from Indie News Network, he's going to come on and join me for a little bit tonight because Jamal Bowman actually gave a speech. Colin's a teacher, for those who are not aware. And Jamal Bowman came to this group, this organization that Colin's a part of for teachers in the DC area. And he gave a speech and Colin recorded it. And so we're going to talk about that tonight because it's really interesting. You have someone there in Congress and he's basically telling the people that we have to do the work. Those of us on the outside, we have to do the work. Yeah. So he's going to come on tonight and talk about that because it just proves like what we've been saying, like you have to do it on the outside, that they're not going to do it for you on the inside. So
yeah, make sure you guys check that out. I want to get last thoughts from Savvy before I move on to the next part. But there's another angle. There's so many angles to that. I'm trying to figure out which one I should go with first. Cause those was an unhinged speech. So I actually want to play it again because it's not a long video. So let's watch the video one more time, and then I'm gonna go to the next part of what I want to share in the story. Because there's so many, like the propaganda, every single line, and me and CJ talk about this all the time. Like they don't go on MSNBC and wing it. Like they like, oh, let me just think about what I feel like saying. Every single line is placed for a reason. And I want you guys to think about this as we watch this for the final time, and I'll move to the next part of what I want to cover on this.
It's absolutely essential. And I think the key here is we have to understand that we're making a mistake in the way that we think about the war because we keep thinking about it as their war. The Ukrainians are fighting. We need to think about it as our war. Putin is waging war on the West. He is trying to destroy the rules-based international order that we Americans, we Europeans, we all stand for this. This is a direct threat to all of us, and we need to understand this is not a foreign aid project. This is not charity. This is self-defense. This is the front line of freedom right here in the Donbass. The Ukrainians are fighting and dying for all of us. We need to step up. And to echo what Ed Luce was saying, it is unacceptable that right now the Ukrainians are being outgunned 10-1 in artillery, 10-1. They are losing over 100 soldiers a day. The United States has not seen those kinds of losses since World War II. The Ukrainians are willing to fight.
You know what's the funniest thing is, like, this is the order that it felt like he was going to say, like, this is the order that we like. And Russia is trying to destroy it. So now we're going to bomb you. Like, it's...
The rules-based order that imprisons 1/4 of the world's prison population, the rules-based order that funding multiple apartheid states and genocides, is that what you talking about, Max? So I don't even have to debunk the ridiculousness of what he's saying. For one, the idea that Vladimir Putin is the most dangerous dictator in the world. Guys, Vladimir Putin's kill count is lower than Joe Biden and Barack Obama by orders of magnitude. Like, it's not even close. I'm talking about like literally 10 times, 100 times less than Barack Obama and Joe Biden Vladimir Putin has killed. But according to him, have a good one, Savvy. Have a good show too. Make sure you guys check her out. But also, I want to show you guys. I want to finish. Actually, I don't have to. Yeah, let's finish it because he got cut off. I know why he got cut off. I'm saving that. Trying to say that part for later. Sorry, let me fix my audio because there was a glitch. Let's continue. I'll play at half point.
Are being outgunned 10-1 in artillery, 10-1. They are losing over 100 soldiers a day. The United States has not seen those kinds of losses since World War II. The Ukrainians are willing to fight. They are willing to die. They are defending their land. They are standing up to one of the most evil dictators in the world, but they don't have the weapons they need to get the job done. They have just enough to prevent a Russian victory, but they don't have enough to defeat the Russians.
If they have enough to stop a Russian victory, why do we need to send them more weapons, Max? You smooth brain idiot. He's like, yeah, the Ukrainians, because you see, remember what I told you guys, the media has to present the idea that Ukrainians are winning or have a chance at winning so they can secure them more arms. And so people don't ask questions like, why the fuck are we funding this proxy war when they don't have a chance? But at the same time, he had to pretend that, oh my God, the situation is so dire. That's why we need some more weapons. But they can still win, right? And another point, go ahead, JB. Go ahead, JB.
I just want to say in response to the Q-tip with glasses, I said rules-based. Rules doesn't mean anything if you're always violating international law. The U.S. always violates the rules, meaning that ain't that convenient coming from this guy. Like, if you want to talk about rules, you need to look at Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan. You need to talk to all of them. But he doesn't want to talk to all of them because he somehow thinks that the United States is superior in every way, shape, and form, when in reality, the United States is really the empire. And like Darth Vader is right now running it right now. Well, he's not. Actually, that's an insult to Darth Vader. I'm sorry. But still, you know what I mean?
So, once again, there's so many. This is only a 90-second clip that I can break down in so many different ways. But I'm gonna turn to one of my favorite writers, Caitlin Johnstone, because look at what Max said. That the United States and the West was not saying when the conflict first started. Remember how they was like, this is not a proxy war. We're just supporting the Ukrainians in their fight for sovereignty. Now he is openly saying that this is our war with Russia. These people are cheering on World War III. Now look at this. I love this tweet by Caitlin Johnstone. Look at this. It's on the date. This is coming from the liberal class that was promoting Ukraine. Look, this is April 30th. She said, anyone claiming that the U.S. is fighting a proxy war against Russia is trying to deny Ukrainians agency. This is not a proxy war. This is a war against total annihilation of a country in a war of genocide. So cut it out with that Kremlin talking point. That was in April where and I remember this in early May when the war first started. They was like, guys, we're not fighting a war because they know Americans don't like war. Now look, this is May 3rd. Is this clear enough? Seth Moulton, Dim Rep. We're fundamentally at war through somewhat of a proxy with Russia. So this is when they slowly started to acknowledge what this situation really is. June 20th, 2022. And this is what Max tweet. You guys see how this is the standard operation procedure. This is not new. They call it mission creep. So remember when Barack Obama said, oh, we're going to pull out of Afghanistan, right? But then he was like, I'm going to pull out of Afghanistan, but we got to make sure we secure this area. They kept mission creeping until they stayed the entire time. They are doing the same thing with Ukraine war, where they were like, all right, let's provide funds. Let's provide arms. Let's show solidarity with Ukraine. And then it went, oh, we fighting a proxy war with Russia. Who knows what this shit going to look like in a few months?